Hi, Cutie Pies. It is Lanickia, and I am coming to you with another episode of General Hospital, season 59, episode 102. Okay, so this episode, so I've decided I'm going to just break it down by characters, and that's the best way to do it instead of just going through like I would normally do on a review. Just because there's so many people, you have to speak about. Okay, so we start out with and Maxie, telling Anna, Brooklyn, Chase, Ned, and Dante about, Louise. Louisa, and she's letting them know that Bailey was them. Of course, Brooklyn and Chase already knew, so they're not surprised by this. So Ned is like, Maxie, you need to just calm down, get some water, because he's like, you're talking. He thought she was talking crazy, that she was just upset about Mac, and she might have, I don't know, maybe he thought she was having a break, but she says, no, I'm telling the truth. And then Brooklyn backs her up, and so she just tells them the whole story about why she and Brooklyn came up with this plan. And so, of course, they're shocked, but they're like, at the end of the day, we need to find Louisa. So we need to know everyone you told, like who could have possibly known and told Peter. So they go over a list of everyone who knew that Louisa existed as Bailey. And so then they leave the house, and it's just Chase, Ned, and Brooklyn. And when it's just them, Ned says he wants to speak to Brooklyn in private, and so Chase, at first he's apprehensive about it, but then Brooklyn says it's okay. So Ned and Brooklyn talk, and of course he's upset. He tells her, I fell in love with my granddaughter, just to find out that's not my granddaughter. But he tells her he's not upset with her. He's not, he's disappointed because, he's sad, but he thinks she's so strong because she kept that secret, even when, it didn't benefit her in the end to keep, doing it, but she fell in love with that baby and wanted to keep the baby safe. So he just thinks she's so strong for that. It was a nice scene between the two of them, and everything. And he's just proud of her, so he's upset, of course, but he understood why she did what she did. And even Maxie told Brooklyn, because, Brooklyn is really beating herself up. And Maxie told her again today, like, this is not your fault. You did what you had to do, and had to do to try to keep Louisa safe. And that's pretty much what Ned was telling her in the end as well, that, that baby has two moms, who really loved her, because it did become like a child for Brooklyn, even though she was very respectful to Maxie and understanding that was her baby. She did have feelings for the baby, and it became like her child as well. So then we see that Drew and Sam, let's wrap them up. So Drew and Sam are on this episode, and he has feelings for Sam. And I'm like, listen, Sam just got into this thing with Drew, and Kelly Monaco, I believe, is back. So she is back, and into her role as Sam, which, listen, I know yesterday I said that I liked Lindsay in the role, but of course this is Kelly Monaco's role. I was just disappointed because I love Lindsay, and I think she's such a wonderful actress that I would like to see her in some kind of permanent role. I just want to see her back on my soap opera screen, in some type of role. But I understand, that this is Kelly's role, and Kelly has done a great job with this role for years. Remember when everybody was like, oh, she looked just like Brenda. Those were the days, y'all. But anyways, so they're talking, and he pretty much tells her, he's about to tell her how he feels. He really wants, like, he doesn't want to poach, because he knows that what her and Dante are going through is fresh. And she, she's in another relationship, and he doesn't want to be that guy. But he also can't deny that he still has feelings for her, because for him, everything is everything is the same. So he's about to tell her, and Nina comes up, and we'll explain how Nina got there. But what Nina's scene is over, and so now she's in this scene with them. So Nina comes up, and she's asking about Dante, and Kelly is just I'm sorry. Sam is just like, he's good. You know, he was released. He's helping on something with Peter and all of that. And then she tells Nina that she loves him. And Drew hears that and he's like, hey, 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 no, thank you, ma'am. He hears that and he's just like, well, okay. You know, because, I mean, excuse me, he doesn't want to be that guy, y'all. He just doesn't. And so he just tells her, you know, I want you to be happy, and if he make Dante makes you happy, that's it. Now, as they're talking, Dante sees them because he and Anna have came to the hospital and they're going up, right? Because they want to meet up with Laura and everything. So they're going up, and as they're going up, he sees them and he's like, oh, I'll be back. And but nothing happens. Drew just tells Dante, you know, make her happy, she deserves it and everything. And that was pretty much it with Sam and Dante. As far as, you know, and Drew, that was pretty much it with as far as them. So then we go to Mac. And so Mac is in the hospital still, and Robert and Felicia are there. And Kevin comes. Now, Kevin was with his with Charlotte, who is Victor and Valentine's child and granddaughter. But she says, Esme is going to be here soon. I'm all right. I can stay by myself for just a little while. Go check on Mac. So Kevin leaves her to go check on Mac, right? So they're all there and they're, you know, at the hospital talking, and Laura has, you know, of course, showed up from earlier. So what happens with them is they go, and Maxie is there as well. So they all go, you know, into the hospital room, and they've been talking to Mac, trying to like make him flashback and remember things and everything. And so Mac, in the last scene, Mac finally does wake up. You know, Maxie's just talking to him and telling him, you know, about how much she needed him, and he brought her Frisco, but all along, you know, it was him that she needed. It was him that's, you know, always taking care of her and everything. And so Mac wakes up, and now she realizes she has to tell Mac you know, about Peter and about Louisa, and you know, everything that's going that has gone on now as well. So we see that Dante, Laura, and Anna are all talking because Dante has left Sam. She just tells him to be, Sam just tells Dante to be safe. So they're all communing and they're saying, okay, who would help Peter? And they all say it has to be Victor. It has to be Victor because he wants something and that he's helped Peter before. So they say Victor will lead us right to Peter. And yes, he will, because Peter has called Victor, but he thinks Victor is going to double cross him, right? So as insurance, he has now kidnapped Charlotte, Valentine's daughter and Victor's granddaughter. So Victor was planning on killing Peter, to be quite honest. He was planning on killing Peter, but as he was about to do it and everything, Peter let him know that if you kill me, you will never see your granddaughter Charlotte again. So, I mean, and that's pretty much how that ended up with them. Um, let's see who else was in this episode, because I know, like, I'm trying to get Peter get it. Okay, so now we get to Sonny. So now we get to Sonny, right? So Carly has just walked in and she sees Sonny and Nina in bed together, and of course she's shocked, she's upset, she can't believe it, and she tells Sonny what, and he's like, I thought you left, and she was like, Dante was hurt and Peter escaped, and she's telling him what went on, and she thought she came because she thought he would want to know that or whatever, and you know, and she, of course, she came because she wanted to work on their marriage, and so she leaves. She runs out, and they had flashbacks, like the same with Mac and Felicia. They had flashbacks with them. They did the flashbacks of Sonny and Carly through, you know, all these years and their love and everything, and I thought it was really It's weird to see how young they were, especially like when they started all of this. It's so weird to see how young they were. But it stood the test. Like, it's been years. Like, literally, I remember when Sonny and Carly got together. I think I was like in grade school. Maybe I was really young and would come home because that's when we had VCRs and would come home and watch the recorded soaps. I remember SoapNet and all that. But anyways, so they just flash back over the years that they've been together. And okay, so Carly has left out of the room. She just tells him that and she leaves out. And Sonny comes out and she sees the rings and everything. And then Sonny comes out. I thought she was gonna throw him, but she didn't. And Sonny comes out and he tells her, I thought it was over. And she was like, I mean, he said, I waited. And she was like, well, how long did you wait? Because you were already sleeping with Nina. And he was like, I thought you did. He said, I spoke to Christina and she said you were not coming and everything. And so he just thought it was over. But listen, I like Sonny, but he was gaslighting like a mother here. He started blaming Carly and was like, you know, he brought up Jason, like you're in love with Jason and this is what this is really about. And because she told him, you've been wanting to do this with Nina, like how many times have you thought about doing this? He was like, as many times as you thought about it with Jason. I'm like, okay, sir, Jason is dead. We will not bring Jason into this. Like, you cheated on that. And she just could not believe it. And he was gaslighting her and completely trying to almost put it off on her to justify why he did what he did. And I'm like, son, not Sonny. No, I like you now, but we're not about to do this. But before I get to that, let me just say, I said yesterday, and I'm going to say it today too. They have made Nina such a pick me girl. She's literally in bed with Sonny, and she's literally, y'all, literally in bed with this man. Carly walks out. She looks at him. She says, sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. And he's like, I didn't mean for that to happen either. And then they're getting dressed, and he says, I got to see this through. I'm sorry. Excuse me? He literally is getting dressed, just got out of bed with this woman, and is talking about, I got to see this through with Carly. And she's like, I understand. No, ma'am, you do not understand. Like, Nina, what is wrong with you? Nina, no, don't let him do you like this, Nina. And I don't like this writing. But she does. Anyways, going back to Carly and Sonny. So he's trying to blame this, oh, you wanted Jason and you've been wanting Jason and you miss Jason not because that's like a brother to you, but because you want to be with him and you love him and all this. And she's like, Sonny, don't do that. Do not do that. Because she thought Sonny was dead, and everybody knows she and Jason were really good friends, so they really just leaned on each other in that time. But as soon as Sonny came back, that stuff was dead in the water. Like, she wanted to be with Sonny, but he just I don't know. Like, I don't even understand how he's trying to justify it, because you can't justify it. Like, and so he tries to tell her those feelings I had for Nina, like I was a different person and I can't help how I felt or whatever. I just need you to give me time. And she said, listen, I needed time. I need you to give me time for Jason. So you want me to give you time that you won't give me. Like, you didn't want to give me time to get over Jason. You didn't want to give me time to, you know, change her feelings about Sonny, like be okay with the situation, be able to mend and heal. He doesn't want to give her that time, but you want me to give you that time for Nina. And I was like, I'm here for it, Carly, because Sonny, I like you, but this ain't it, sir. So Carly is just like, I choose me. And I was like, yes, you better choose you, because out of you and Nina, I need one of you not to be a pick me. And Carly is like, I am not a pick me girl. Like, you want to be with both of us. And he does, like, deep down, because y'all remember back in the day when Sonny married, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. Was it Isabella? I can't remember her name, but she got blown up in the car bomb. Y'all remember that? And but he was in love with Brenda. So it was like he was married to her and he loved her for her loyalty and all that. And plus it helped him with her dad. Because she really did love Sonny, but she was rarely loyal to Sonny, so it did hurt him when she got blown up in that car. Anyways, we're not talking about her. But he was in love with her, and I believe Brenda at the same time. This is Sonny, like this is something he does all the time. Okay, ma'am. This is something that he does all the time. So it's not that, it's not that far of a stretch for him to still be doing this. And it's like at some point, one of us got to say goodbye. Neither one of us wants to be the one to say goodbye. I'm singing that wrong. I'm all off on that. But you know the song. But so one of them has to be able to say goodbye. And Carter is just like, listen, you're not finna have us both. I'ma choose me. Go on and go about your business. Go ahead and be with Nina. And she leaves. And then Sonny holds up the ring. And the ring said, the end. What did the ring say? I wrote it down. Hold on. The ring said something like this, the end, or something like this, the end, or this is the end, something like that. Oh, the ring said to the end, and I was like, ain't no to the end of time, baby. This is the end. And so he threw the rings or whatever, he let them fall or whatever. And so then Carly goes looking for Michael, and lo and behold, it's Drew. So I said, oh, okay. That's how y'all can get them together. So it's I think it's gonna be Carly and Drew. So she finds Drew, and he's like, sorry to disappoint you, because she was looking for Michael. So that ends that scene. And then we see Nina at the hospital, and Sonny comes to the hospital, I guess, to check up on Dante or whatever. But Sonny comes to the hospital, and it's the two of them. And I said, Nina, please don't be this girl. Please don't be this woman. Please do not be this pick me woman. Nina, I like you. I like you, but it's hard to defend you, girl, when these people are saying you're a home wrecker, you're this, and that. And because it's hard to defend you when they're saying that and be like, no, she's not. And then you look like a pygmy girl in these, but I don't know. Anyways, I was in the hospital, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.